Well, here we go. Mixing two of my favorite things. Pringles.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm chuckling to myself because I just got a text from my wife literally seconds ago. One of our neighbor's cows decided to scratch its butt against one of the telephone poles, and now we don't have power at our house. Great. That's the mindset that you need right before you're walking up on stage. So last year I gave a talk. I talked about Alan Turing, and I talked about his work at Bletchley Park. He did a lot of work decrypting creating the bomb to decrypt the Enigma cipher. And tonight I wanted to actually talk about the Enigma machine a little more and talk about how you can build one yourself with a Pringles can. So the Enigma machine was just a portable machine that was used by the Germans during World War II, and it was used to encode and decode messages that they sent to each other. It's unique and it's amazing because it kind of came out of nowhere. It was the first mechanical portable machine that really did an amazingly effective job at encrypting messages, and it did it very, very well. Even by today's standards with modern computing power, I'm not going to say it's non-trivial. It's still pretty, you can definitely do it, but it's non-trivial even with today's computing power to decrypt a message encrypted with the Enigma machine. You just press on a key and one of the lights lights up above it. In this shot, you can see the cover is closed and you can see the letters over top of the light bulbs. And that's how you would know what the encoded key is. The amazing thing about the Enigma machine, about how it's so secure, it has to do with the wheels. There are 3 wheels in most Enigma machines. The Navy had one that used 4. But the electrical signal that was generated when you press down on a key would go into the first wheel, and it would go out a different spot into the second wheel, and so on and so forth into the third wheel, and then over into the part that has the B in it, that's called the reflector, and it would turn around and send it back through all 3 wheels and then off to a light bulb. Now, if that's all it did, it wouldn't be very special. That would be easy to crack. But what's amazing is that every time you press a key, that wheel moves 1 click forward, and it essentially is changing the cipher for every single key that you press. So you have to know where the wheels are set up when you start encoding it. So you see the little wheels. This is a 4-wheel Enigma machine. You see the little windows next to the wheel. You can look in there and see a number or a letter, and that's how you know where to start. And if you get an encrypted message, all you have to do is start it at the same spot, and you can put in the encrypted message and the plain text will come out. It's really, really neat. You can see these Enigma machines at a number of museums. I recommend the NSA Museum in Maryland. They actually, because they're such a small and low volume museum, they actually have these setting out where you can play with them. It's the only museum I know of where you can actually go and touch an Enigma machine. So because the wheels spin with each one, so I could just hit there, I could just be behind an Enigma machine and press A every time, and it would come up with a different letter almost every time because the wheel keeps spinning, right? So you can actually build your own Enigma machine with a Pringles can, and it looks like this. And you start on the right-hand side, you set up the 3 rotors in the middle there to where you want to start, and then all you have to do is trace the line through. It goes to the reflector and comes back. Well, I did a CodeMash session earlier today, and kids from 6 to 16 were building these things. They were cutting out the paper, they were taping them onto the Pringles can, and we were tracing the lines through, and they were getting it. It was amazing. Even some of the young kids could encode a message. It was fantastic. It was a lot of fun. I think it's interesting because I've written a software version of an Enigma machine, and I actually had to use this damn thing to debug it. Because if you go to online Enigma machines, it'll tell you, okay, you pressed an A, here's the letter that's spit out, but it doesn't tell you what all the all the intermediary steps are, and this will, and it's very visual and tactile, and it's just wonderful. On the table, about halfway back right over there, I've got a couple extra Pringles cans from my CodeMash session. If you would like to build your very own Enigma machine, come back there, talk to me. I've got it. If you just want to look at one, I've got an example you can look at. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun. It's a great activity you can do with your kids. If you don't want to mess with this tonight, but you want to do it with your kids later, just go on to the internet and Google Pringles can Enigma, and it'll be the first blog post that pops up. It's a PDF. You can print it out on legal size paper, and you just cut it out and wrap it around the Pringles can, and you can make one just like this. So, yep, I have some supplies back here if you want to come build an Enigma machine. Thank you very much.
Hi. I thought he was going to talk about how great Pringles were, because really, it's an Enigma. How are they so wonderful? Thank you. There we go. There we go.